Hello everyone, it's Dasher Dave here. I'm back for another video, and I didn't do a live today. I'll tell you about that shortly, but I thought I'd do a video of these. So I've been making a lot of these hidden paper clip style, hidden paper clip, hidden, I don't know, crouching tiger, hidden dragon, whatever it is. So these are. So what you do is you have a piece of paper and they kind of sit by the side of your thing, and they're kind of clip. So you can put another card in, so you could put a card in underneath it and it'll hold in place. So these are the hidden clip ones. So I've made a variety of them. I've made some to go into the Janeybjournal. It will eventually get a name other than the Janeybjournal. It's just I'm using, mostly Janeybjournal kit stuff in there. So, so this was one I made specifically to go in here because it's kind of got that same colour palette. It's sorry, I'm just checking that I have got a mic on, otherwise, like, I'm talking to myself here. So there's that. So there's some to go in there. Some of them they might not necessarily coordinate brilliantly, but like I might put them in anyway. So, and then the others are just for me, just for me to keep, because I really need to start making some journals. But so I thought let's just have a little bit of a make. If you don't know how to do it, then you can learn as we go. If you do know how to do it, then you can I don't know, put me on mute. If you already know how to do it and you're doing your own thing, then I could just be here having a conversation with you. So what we're going to do is we're going to make. I will just point out I've only had 2 cups of tea and a slice of lemon cake, which I had on my date today. So if I have to eat something, then I will. Okay, so if you hear a noise in the background, it's me eating. It'll only be something like some Karamak or a random, for instance. I don't have any water around here. I don't know. So yeah, perhaps I should have changed. I'm wearing a nice shirt, but hey ho, it shouldn't. Famous last words. It shouldn't be too messy. Okay, so let's make some. So so basically, what you need is good job I'm here, isn't it? So you need a couple of pieces of card. So I've got just bits of this. This is from the Janeybjournal tulip kit. Just trying to see. I might have that with it. Don't know. I quite like it. I quite like the. I don't know. It's not. I like it. Let's just leave it at that. I quite like it, and that's it. Use that. You want something that's quite stiff in the background. Maybe that. It's a bit meh, isn't it? Let's do this. So you want something that's stiff in the background, steady. Sorry, I'm just chucking things off the. I'm not even going to show you that side of the desk today. So, it depends on how wide you want it. I'm not very good at showing you these things because my brain's kind of like, I wanted to do this when I got back. Like, I haven't been back long. Wanted to do it because I had a really good date. I really enjoyed myself. I think he's a lovely man. He's younger than I am. Not like hundreds of years younger than me. But he's 43, and I'm 51. I know, it's terrible, shocking, isn't it? So I don't know why I'm slicing that, because I could actually rip it, and I probably would prefer it ripped. But never mind, I've committed now, haven't I? So yeah, had a really nice day. I'm going to leave that edge there, and then what you're going to do is you'll also need a paper clip. So what happens is this goes on here, you put some glue on, and then this glue goes, so you fold this over as well. It doesn't have to be the same size on the front and the back. I mean, like when you look at some of the ones that I've done, some of them are exactly the same front and back, but some of them are shorter front and back. As long as you're hiding the paper clip, it doesn't matter. And then what you do is you glue that on over there, and then you've got yourself a little paperclip thing. So, anyway, so this is what I'm going to make. I'm going to shut up and just make. I'm going to have a chat and talk about all the other stuff. So yes, he's younger than I am. We met at Roundhay Park, which is a park in Leeds. He lives in York, and he's a very nice man. And I genuinely had a really nice time. We just chatted, talked about life, plans, thoughts, feelings, that sort of thing, and it's just really nice to have a real, proper, genuine, open conversation with another human being that isn't, pardon this expression, but isn't a knob, because to be fair, lots of men are. Sorry, I just thought I want to ink this edge before I put it together, so I'm trying to do this before the glue dries. So really nice guy. It's early days. Literally, we've only had one date. We got to that end. I am absolutely rubbish at telling whether somebody likes me or not. If you ran up to me, kissed me full on the lips, confessed your undying love for me, I still wouldn't be sure whether you liked me or not. So anyway, we got to that kind of moment at the end of the walk, and it was a bit like I didn't know whether to say anything. And I thought, well, if you don't say something, if you don't ask, you don't get, do you? So I said, I'd like to see you again. Would you like to see each other again? And he said yes. And I thought, well, that's good. That's great, because that's what I wanted. But I don't know. I don't know whether it would have happened if I hadn't have said so. But like I say, I did. So I did say, and it did happen, and it all went swimmingly from there. I think I want Songs of Yesterday on there. So, might just have that on there, like that. Have that on there, maybe. I don't know. I'm having a play. You carry on. You get on with your stuff and I'll do mine. Although, should I have some of this on it? I can have a bit of that. Let's just... Oh, that didn't go very well, did it? You didn't tear that very well, Dave. Let's tear it with a ruler. So, yes, it was really nice. So we kind of got to that thing, and I said, would you like to do this again? And he said, yes. So, that was nice. It's always nice not to... And not that you're being rejected, but it's always nice that you don't have to deal with that kind of or it's, sometimes it can be very uncomfortable when you really like them and they don't like you. When you say, oh, I'd like to see you again. I'm like, no. But anyway, it happens. Sorry, I just tore the ends off because it was too straight for me. You know what it's like. You know what I'm like. I like a bit of that kind of natural kind of feeling. I don't even know whether I want that on there. Maybe. Do I? Yeah, go on. Just put it on, Dave. Sometimes it looks better if you just go with it. I'm like, that's my feelings about life. Just go with it. See how it goes, and So yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm honest with everybody, and I was honest with him. I genuinely like him. He's very handsome. He's taller than I am. He's like, well, in theory, he's 2 foot taller. No, that would make him a giraffe. He's 2 inches taller than I am in theory, but I did feel very short. So, and I'm 6 foot, you see. So, He's 6'2". Perhaps it's my age. Perhaps it's that I've got to that dreaded bit where, you know, I'm starting to shrink. Yeah, it's like Benjamin Button, isn't it? It's the, you know, you get to that age where like it all starts going backwards, and you start, you know, you're smaller than you kind of regress back down to the size that you were when you were born. Although, you know, it'll take a long time for me to get down to that size. I don't know whether I like that on there now. So these are the things, the Brads that I made. Brad, Janet. That I made. Oh, I quite like that one down there. That I made in my in one of my videos. I don't know when it was. It was one of them. Look, let's just say it was one of them, shall we? Because which one? I don't know. Were you paying attention? Because I wasn't. So I should have really put this. I'm doing that whole regret thing where I should have put it on before I glued it all down. But hey, regrets. I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I'll have that on there, I think. And I might put a little word on it, or a word or two, or something from the tin. Maybe a stamp. How about a stamp on there? Quite like him on there. So yeah, we walked around Roundhay Park. Well, we didn't walk the whole. That park is enormous. So I'd never been. So we walked around. I don't like that. I don't know if it stands out enough. Might put it behind something. I'll put a bit of this on it. I know I was going to put that yesterday thing on it. I know, but like, it just isn't right now. And if it isn't right, don't do it. Might put these onto here, and then let's do that, and just have a kind of a like a looky see. Yeah, I quite like that. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to just make this a bit darker. So we walked around it's got a river, lake, I don't know what it is. It's got this big mass of water. I mean, it's enormous. I've done several miles. I don't know. I can never tell on this. Start sharing your activity. I don't want to start sharing. I just want you to tell me how. Okay. All right. It'll tell me on my iPhone. I'll tell you later. So anyway, walked. My feet are hurting, and we were walking for, I don't know, 2.5 hours or something like that. So we did walk a fair amount. So we walked around this lake thing. Not sure what it is. It looks to be only about like a foot deep. So it's a pond, a giant pond. That's what it is. So yeah, and then he brought make me like him even more. He brought we'd talked about having it. He said I'll bring Yorkshire tea in a flask, and I didn't expect him to, but he actually did. And then he also brought lemon cake, which he was going to say he'd made, but he decided against it and told me that he hadn't made it. So we sat on a bench and we had lemon cake with tea, and we just sat and chatted about life. What real life? No life. Sorry, that's still that sketch that I still haven't been able to find. That I promise you, it is actually a sketch by Victoria Wood, but I cannot find it anywhere. And so Brian still thinks it only exists in my mind. So anyway, so yeah, we just talked about life and our experiences and everything. It was just genuinely. It just felt genuine. Felt nice. It didn't feel like it was like all agendaed, and there was like expectations leveled on each other and that sort of thing. And it was also nice to talk about being flawed. When not perfect human beings, and anybody that's living their best life on social media is actually just, it's just about editing, isn't it? That's not how their life always is. So, when you see all these gorgeous people in gorgeous places with fantastic lives, don't get jealous, because you don't know what they're really dealing with, and you only see what they want you to see. So it was just nice, just a nice walk, just chatting and that sort of thing. But it is awkward when you're like, oh, do you like me enough to see me again? Because I really liked him. I'll be honest with you, I do really like him. I think he's very attractive, very handsome man. Get me somebody younger, somebody younger. Somebody younger, Dave. I'm trying, speak. Stop. That's because I'm like a bit giddy. I'm a bit like. Anyway, so there you go. There's one. So it's another one to the collection. So they're really simple to make. So simple. If I can make it, I always say this. If I can make it, you definitely can. Because you guys out there are 10 times more, experienced or, creative than I am. So let's do something with this one. I'm trying not to make this quite as wishy-washy. I mean, like, that's not wishy-washy. It's just that putting yellows and things onto this can just make it look a little bit insipid and a bit... I'd love to say you do them this size, but I don't know. They're kind of free range, organic. They end up the size that I cut them. So, and they both seem to be very similar sizes, to be fair. So I might put this on it, but I'm definitely going to need something else to make it pop. I don't know what. Oh, I've just thrown that other bit in the bin. Accidentally. Whoa! If you hear a crash, it's because all of the paper's just gone south. So quite like that. Now, although that's going to make it quite... Although we do want it to be green, Dave, so... You could do some layering with a bit of vellum as well. Maybe that. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner, but I'm not. Yeah. I think to that dotty line there, we'll cut it. Hello. Oh, well, let's not cut it. Let's not cut it, Dave. Let's go all like dead like dead. Dead like dead. Where the heck is my ruler? What's that? You see, look, I've only been crafting for 2 minutes and everything's already starting to encroach on me, so I'm going to just tear off this edge and make this a bit more organic as well. Let's see. Go to about there. Don't move. Oh, okay then, move. So yeah, just genuinely, and I feel a bit like giddy and a bit like, oh, it's not about being young and like, dating and that sort of thing. I think if you let yourself be yourself, then we do get excited about these things. I was a little bit nervous, but like, nerves are good. Nerves are about like showing your desire for something. So, I just had a nice day. I enjoyed myself. We laughed and, I was going to say we cried, but we didn't. That would be a lie, Dave. So it's shorter on the back, so I'm going to make that shorter. I'm going to have it kind of there and have that like that. Yeah, like that. That'll do. So we had... Do I want to kind of play with that? Or is it not wide enough now? Although I could kind of overlay it, couldn't I? Yeah, let's just... I'm not sure how vellum rips. Well, you know what? There's only one way to find out, isn't there? So, oh, it does. It does rip. It's fine. That's torn it. Oh, I'm never going to get that off, though, am I? You know what I need? And I don't know where it is, but I need it now. This is the thing. I put it away because it's spiky, but I don't know. I've got a thing that kind of puts perforations in, and that'd look quite nice. That kind of like perforated thing, but I know because it's like dangerous. Well, it's dangerous for me to have anywhere near me anyway. I've put it away. I don't know where it is. Anyway, we won't do that because I can't even get the blooming end up. It's a metaphor, isn't it? So anyway, yes, we've decided. Well, I think we're gonna. I've definitely expressed an interest. He said he wanted to. We'll meet again. Don't know where. Don't know when. But I know we're gonna meet again some sunny day. Keep shining through, just like you always do. Yeah, I'm no Vera Lynn, I know. I'm Dave Flynn, not Vera Lynn. He obviously hasn't met the crazy side of me, so get that well hidden. That's second date material. I don't know whether do you call it dating or, you know, going on a date. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't need a label, does it? You know, it's never going to have to introduce itself at a party. So, it is what it is. So yes, it was. You probably tell I'm a bit giddy today. So I want that kind of a bit more. People keep saying to me, well, you rip it to make it look organic, and like if you just rip it, it'll tear in a straight line, and that's more organic. But like no, I like it to look fake organic. So yeah, so nice day. My feet are absolutely killing me. I've said to him, you know what, have a think about where and when, and you know what you'd like to do next time. I don't know. I'm gonna have to have wheels next time, so maybe, hopefully, it'll be more sitting related, because I need to put that on underneath. I'm just composing it first. Yeah, I quite like that. So let's get this on and get this sorted first. So it doesn't matter which way round I've just got a thing that, you know, if you've got a long bit on the front, then you have the long bit there, and if you have a short bit, it doesn't make any difference. It make a blind bit of difference. I've just thought perhaps I shouldn't be crafting in my nice shirt, but hey, never mind. We live and we learn, or in my case, we live and learning. What's that all about? So yeah, I've said, you know, when you decide where do you want to meet and that sort of thing. So hopefully his feet are aching as well, and like he'll say, yeah, no, we'll do something sitting down. So, but you know, if he decides to go walking again, quite like to go somewhere coastal. I love the coast. I mean, like I think he thought I was going to take the dog with me today, but I'm glad I didn't. There were so many dogs, and they were all off their leads and that sort of thing. And Worcester wouldn't have coped well with that. He's quite protective of me as well. So, he doesn't like other dogs. So, it could have all gone horribly wrong. So I'm glad I didn't take him. And also, it had been stressful. It had been stressful for Worcester. It had been stressful for me, and then that in turn would have made it stressful for him. So I was contemplating saying his name then, but for confidentiality reasons, I've decided not to. But he will know who he is should he hear this. So I don't know if he will. I've just thought the problem with vellum is you can see through it, so you can see the glue. So I'm hoping that it's not too obvious. I think that might look nice with like a flower down it. I'm just thinking of, do I have it? Oh, I might have something in the Janeybjournals stuff that I can like tear out, or a random stamp just comes my way. I like it. It's not the greatest. I've got "We Are the Champions" in my head now. We are the champions, my friends. We'll keep on fighting. Okay, yeah. I've just realised that you know, I know I can't sing, but even worse when I try and like hit some notes that, you know, have eluded me. Like I said to Brian last night, he said, you know, he was saying that we were two, you know, middle-aged men singing. You know, it wasn't great because we were both crafting last night, and then and I made him laugh because I said, we're not two middle-aged men singing. We actually sound like two dolphins being murdered. So so yeah, it's like not for nobody tunes in. I know for a fact nobody tunes in to hear me sing, and if you do, you're tone deaf, and you need to, you know, reconsider life, love, and everything. I want to find my flower. I'm just going to step away from the filming for a minute. You can still hear me because I've got my mic on, so I'm not going for a wee or anything, because that would be really embarrassing, wouldn't it? Oh, that's a nice new napkin. Maybe I want to have don't want a decoupage. No, don't do decoupage today because it can get messy. So let's stick with sticking. So the random stuff that comes out of my head, I know, absolutely, it's just like, it's like a free-for-all. See, that's not. Maybe if it was like maybe if I had something behind it, it would lift it a bit. I was thinking maybe I wanted something a bit of a different colour though. I love these, but these again are. Excuse me for burping. Yeah, they're quite big as well. They're quite wide. I need something that's slender. Yeah, slender, like me, slender. That's kind of looks like it's been cut out, but it's not. I don't know what it. Maybe I cut something out of that bit there, and like. Do you know? I quite like that. Oh, what about these? What about something from here? Too big. Too big, Dave. Far too big. Far too big. Yeah, that's not going to fit either, Dave. Oh, I quite like that. Oh, hello. They're all coming out now. Well, that covers too much up. Don't like that. Maybe that. Maybe it's because I thought these were stickers, but they're not. They're things I've literally just cut out of. Oh, it was that bulb book, wasn't it? No, it's not long enough. I was going to cut one of those out, but like, it's not long enough. Too big. I don't mind cutting a bit off the sides, but just not right. Don't want anything white because it won't stand out very well. Quite like that. Don't think it's as punchy as that is. Again, quite like it, but I'll cut too much of it off, and I really like that. I love daffodils though. I always buy myself daffodils during spring, because I quite like that as well. Again, although it's the same colours again, Dave. You've just eliminated some off the other page because they weren't punchy enough. Now you're doing it again. Although that, I don't know. Those two now. Maybe I need to find something completely different, so that will go. So 3 hours later, Dave has finally found a flower that he really likes. That I quite like that. Right, I've decided against those. Okay, let's put them back, because if I don't put them back, they'll still be here next Christmas. Or no, they'll be just been shoved further down the desk. No, that doesn't go there, Dave. It's just shoving things back now. I've just spotted something, and maybe I thought, maybe that. It's not big enough. I like it. It's not big enough. I like it, but it ain't big enough. So, too big. So I can't even remember what I was talking about. So yes. So anyway, try and find a flower that will go. Oh, excuse me. I'm yawning. Oh, it's because I'm shattered. That walk fair near killed me. I don't walk that much, you know. When you get, you know what it's like when you get a car. I really like that. I really like that. Like, that's the first one where I've gone, oh, I really like that one. I really like that as well. Although I think it might be a little big. That. I think we're going to go with that, folks. So, yeah, once you get a car, it's like, you know, I don't know whether it's just me, but, you know, have car, will travel, in car, no walkie. Don't do walking. Oh, you know, I can, clearly, you can tell. Although I do have PN, peripheral neuropathy, and my feet do ache anyway, but, you know, part of life, isn't it? Part of life, part of getting old, part of, like, you know, how it is, isn't it? So I love that. It's really blousy sort of like shape, but I would cut too much off it, and like I don't want to cut, you know, loads off. No, you're gonna use that one, Dave. So just, you know, it's like when I go shirt shopping or something. I'll find the one I really love and then think, no, I'll keep looking, and then like when I've decided I should have bought it, it's gone. It's because my brain's all like really giddy and excited, so like I clearly can't make decisions. Don't ask me to make decisions. Not now. This is not the best time for me to make decisions. So no life-changing decisions will be made in the duration of this video. Right, decided I'm going to go for that. Now I know it's quite similar, but I don't know, I like it. I like the kind of like subtleness of it. I might ink it up a bit more on the, like something a bit darker than that. I believe that's black, and I think that might be a little bit like going over the top, Dave. You know, it's blacky brown. I'll give that a go. So just going to ink all round. I'm trying to be, you know, inclusive on my inking. So get all of it. So the other thing is, he's got a very good mindset as well. So he's, I have a very inclusive attitude. So, you know, well, you know what my saying is. I told him my saying as well. The saying that I say at the end of every video. that I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to, and that is genuinely the case. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what background it is, how much money you have, what nationality you are, what religion you are. I love everybody without exception until you give me a reason not to. I think if more of us were like that, the world would be a better place. Although more people like me, I'm not quite sure. More singing like, a strangled dolphin. That's not good. So don't invite me to your wedding, because I will absolutely bash out a hymn. I'll get thoroughly into it. It's all those years of going to Sunday school when I was a kid, so I know a lot of the hymns and things, and I'll absolutely sing them out loud, but they will be of the murdered variety. So I don't know whether I want to cut that background out. I might just cut into this, so you can watch me lose a finger live. I'm not going to follow the whole shape. I'm just going to cut round these leaves a little bit. I'm not going to cut into all the feathering, but just want to kind of just cut out some of this bulk. So, sorry, I have to concentrate a little bit more when I have a blade in my hand, which, to be fair, I think most of us would. And if you are one of those people that, doesn't, then maybe you should. So it's not like touch typing, although that does freak me out. My manager, I report directly to a director, so she manages me. So she's not a manager; she manages me. Shut up, Dave. You're over clarifying things. So anyway, she is like a fantastic touch typer. She can be doing this, having a conversation with you, and not even looking at you, just having a conversation. You might be off to her right. She's looking at you, having a conversation, still typing. Blimey, I have enough problems with typing when I've got full concentration. So anyway, touch typing. Don't get me to touch type. My typing speed is not great. Words per minute. I'm sorry. Do I have to do words per minute? It's asking a bit much. It's a steep request. So I don't even know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, cutting with a blade and not concentrating is not a good idea. So please don't do it, folks. If you are at all distracted, don't cut with a blade. It's going to do nobody any favours. Well, unless you're living in a country where you have to pay for medical bills, and then in which case, you'll be doing the place where you get treated a favour, won't you? Because you'll have to pay out for that. So I don't know how it works. I don't know how. I can't conceive how the UK could ever go from having a fully funded national health like it does, to pay at service point. I don't know how that would work, because it never happened. Not in my lifetime, anyway. Oh, yeah, I'm happy about that. It's a good job I'm happier about that, isn't it? Otherwise, I'd have to put those bits back in. But no, I like that. My brain's going, you need to cut that bit out now. This is the last piece, brain. I'm not cutting any more out after this piece. So, apologies if you can see the front of my head as well. Well, no, I'm not apologising for it. I'm not apologising for being safe and leaning in. So, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. There we go. Put that out of the way, Dave. so nobody gets harmed. I don't know what I'm having for my tea tonight. Yes! I really like that. Now, you might be thinking, oh, you should have used the other one, or but you know what? It's mine. I don't care. I'm just going to ink the edges of this. Just kind of make it look a little bit more. I like this, though. It's kind of a, I don't know if you can see, kind of marbled. It was basically, I think it was pack of invitations for like a wedding invitations that I saw and I picked up. I think like they are. So look, that pack was 50p. So they were in a sale bin. You know what I'm like for ferreting around in a sale. And if you don't know, that's what I'm like for ferreting around in a sale. You do now. Yeah, I'm going to put that on there. Yeah, I love a good sale. Oh, I think that's what I've missed during this whole lockdown thing is like no shops. Well, obviously the supermarkets are open, but they're hardly the most inspiring thing. And when you've seen one thing, it's not changed in the last, week or so. It's a bit boring. So, although let's face it, they're not really open to cater for our consumerism needs. They're there to cater for our food requirements. So, because we don't buy food in any other way these days. So, anyway, what was I talking about? No idea. Food. I was talking about food. Everything I talk about usually comes back to food. It might squidge a bit, so I might just give it a bit of a dab now before it squidges out. I'd rather it squidged out on the desk and get all over me than, although not on the shirt. Not the shirt! So, pop that on there. I want to make sure that that's kind of on. I don't mind the butterfly hanging off a bit. But otherwise, that's quite delicate, and that would just go horribly wrong, wouldn't it? So, get something to kind of just rub it over with. There we go. Do I need a word on there? I feel like I do. And I don't know whether I should. Although, do I want a word or sorry, I just saw those as I was opening the word stuff. Do I want one of those, maybe? No. I mean, I know I haven't used any Janeybjournals stuff on there, but it's going in my Janeybjournals, so it's of the right colourway. There's no words in here, Dave. Oh, there are a few. Although they say about the actual flower, and I don't actually know what the flower is. I think it's a buttercup, but I don't think I've got buttercups here. Oh, meadow buttercup. Oh, blimey! I've actually got a buttercup thing. Get me. So it's not going to fit on fully. I'd be happy if it was only partially on. Don't know. I'm not loving it, I've got to say. I'll keep that for another day, I think. Let's look in my other tin. See what we've got in here. What's this? Actually, I think it needs something like that on it. I might actually have that. Although it says about book binding. Although it is like a bookmark type thing. These are What's her name? You're all shouting it, I know. I can hear you, but I can't actually still say it. I still can't say it, I mean. Nick the Booksmith. So, I quite like those. Quite like it. Quite. So, caution. Yeah, I need that tattooed on me. Caution. You know, can't help being me. I don't want to help being me, to be fair. You either love me as I am, or you leave me alone. Favorite labels. No, I know that that's actually only a title of a page thing, and you don't have to cut that bit out. But I liked it, so I did. I think I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have that like that, and I think that is gonna be the end of this one. So I'll just ink the edge. I'll do it in this color. This has got, because I used my scan and cut to cut this out, it's got a slight edge to it, which I want to snip away. And I'll use I was going to look for my Tim Holt scissors, which should be in their tin, but they're not. I'm just going to cut that bit off. Sorry, gone quiet. Tongue out, can't speak. So, yeah, it just got like a fraction of an edge to it that you probably couldn't even see, but I could. So I got rid of it. Oh, I set my timer, by the way, before I started this. Just, you know, in case I got a bit carried away and talked for 10 hours. Just thought I'd set the timer. So I'll set it for 55 minutes to let me know that I've got like 5 minutes to round something up. Otherwise, you know, if you set it for an hour and you've kind of just got to go shut off. Although you've noticed a couple of times I have posted videos when they've been longer than an hour. And that's simply because that's the length of the video, and I'm not that keen on editing. I find that once you start editing, you start being more critical about things, because you have to watch it, because you have to know where to cut it, and then you start, I don't know, seeing yourself and being your own worst enemy. So, and I've actually put that on straight. I know. I know. I need to. No, I am real. It's fine. I've pinched myself. I'm definitely here. So I am what I am. I am what I am. I am my own special creation. Okay. I've sang that one before. My repertoire is very small, so I don't have a massive back catalogue of like Dash of Dave, the greatest hits. I love that. So I mean, they're two quite different. I think they're quite different. You might think no, they look exactly the same to me. And if you said that they look exactly the same to you, then I'm sorry, but they're not. And we will have to agree to differ. Just sticking that down now. I decided that I was going to put something over the top of it. Stops it gaping a bit. So yeah, so there's that, and there's that. So that's 2. Alexa, how long remaining on timer?
You have 5 minutes and 50 seconds left.
So I've got 10 minutes to go. So, do I dare attempt it? Shall I? Do I do another one? Right. Okay. My brain's saying yes. So, well, you know, if we don't finish it, we don't finish it. I quite like this kind of colourway, though. This kind. You know what it is? It's spring, isn't it? It's definitely that spring feeling. It'll take me longer than 10 minutes to choose a piece of paper, Dave. So, quite like that, although I've done something quite green. Maybe that one, because that's quite yellow. So I'm just going to tear it off. Tear an edge first. Oh, that's the way I like it. With the right wonky edge. Like a right wonky edge. If we're going to have an edge, have it a wonky one. So this is a lot thinner, so yeah, it should be alright. Oh, well, you know what? It wanted to do it, so I've torn it off at the bit that it wanted to tear off at, and so that saves me a job. And I'm just going to tear that bit again, nice and organic, and we're just going to ink this edge. So I'm definitely not going to get this done in 10 minutes because it took me like, I don't know, what, half that amount of time just actually choosing the paper. But, you know, well, either the video will be longer than an hour or it'll be, I'll just stop it, you know. I won't cut it off, I mean, I'll just like, I won't bother editing, I'll just stop what I'm doing when the timer goes off. It just depends on how I feel. So I'm going to fold that over like that. I'm not worried about this white bit because the white bit you won't see when there's a page between it. I said I wasn't worried about it, and then it made me look at it. So that's the problem with wearing a shirt. You have to keep like pulling your sleeves up, make sure that there's no rabbits up there or anything. You know, just like that. Again, Dave. Now I feel like I'm speed crafting. Quick, do it. Unclip. So these are all just threaded onto an elastic band because you know what paper clips are like. I love them, but they just go everywhere. So on my desk, I've got one of those at my work. I've got one of those ones, magnet ones. So, so I'm going to put that on there, and then I want something over the top of that isn't that colour. So, I still might go with this same colour palette. So let's go with maybe a bit of green. Again, I'm just going to give it a tear. See if I can tear that bit off. Because I'm being a cheapskate, I don't want to, like, you know, use another page. We don't have to. So, or like further up the page if we don't have to. Yeah, get that bit off, and then I'm just going to tear a bit here. Too long, I know, far too long. But you don't want that bit, Dave. Keeping bits of paper, Dave. Stop keeping bits of paper. Right, I'm going to tear this bit off. It's going to be way too long. I do like this palette of this kind of like soft green. I am not a soft green type person. I like bold, strong, punchy colours. So, like my personality, bold, strong, and punchy. Well, only punchy if, like, you know, you get on the wrong side of me. No, I'll be honest, never punched anybody. So, too much of a wuss to punch anybody. I'm frightened that if you know, people that punch people have to be confident that, you know, they're not going to get punched back, don't they? Or that they could handle the punch, and I couldn't. So, anyway, you won't find me in a pub brawl. You'll find me holding the coats outside. Anyway, I'm too nice to punch people. So, that's what he said. Push that paperclip down. So yeah, you won't find me brawling anywhere. I'm a unique individual, and you know what? I like who I am. I am quirky. I am, you know, funny. I'm kind, and you know, I do a fair job of, you know, exemplifying good qualities of humanity. You know, if aliens were watching me, and you know, is this a model of humanity? We'd be all right. So, Alexa, cancel timer. She's telling me I've run out of time. I know I've run out of time. But where's that thing that I was going to put on? Maybe I'll put that on here. Maybe. Don't start me with maybe again. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner. Every time somebody says maybe, that's what goes through my head. You know, just saying. It's one of them things, isn't it? So, maybe I should have had maybe. There we go again. Should have had a seal on there. Arr, arr, arr. Not that kind of a seal, Dave. Don't clap on your own. Somebody will throw you a fish. So, yeah, and that. Oh, my stomach's rumbling now. Apologies if you can hear it. You know, you should come and feed me if you can hear it. Maybe I want a bit of. Oh, you know, I you know what I'm like with this raspberry. I am addicted. This is, and you know whose fault this is. Like, we've only got one person to blame here. It's Christina's fault. She sent it me, so you know, everybody blame her. No, don't blame her because she's lovely. Got to be one of the nicest people I know. So do I want that on there? Quite like that, like that. I know I'm odd. I know I'm different. I know I do things differently to other people. I know that my craft is perhaps not as well thought out or whatever, but you know, I like that. I like the, you know, let's face it, I've made up for my not thinking things out by spending 3 hours trying to choose which flower I was going to stick on the last thing. So I know I'm exaggerating. So I'm going to have that and have that kind of coming down there. And I want to be able to still see that. Have a bit maybe like that. Don't know now. You know when you play... Oh, I think it's because I had it like that last time. Yeah, I'm going to have it like that. Okay, so stick it down, Dave. Stick it. Then let's go from there. I was going to stick the rest of it down like that. The most awkward way to glue anything is because, like, if I thought, oh, if I pick it up and then I'll have to find where I wanted it again. I'm just doing it this way. I'm doing it this way for my benefit, not for yours. Look at me with a straight edge on there. Hey, what's that all about? It's like, no, you know, I am me. It's all right. You don't have to put a search party out. I am not a different person. It's just me with a different approach. Yeah, like that. Oh. When other lips... When other lips what? Tune in next week to find out. So I don't know. Yeah, when other lips, my mind went, oh, date. Yeah, didn't even get a kiss. Damn it. Next time, maybe. Second date. It's nice, actually, though, to have, like, you know, a date with somebody and not, like, you know... not to be all over each other on the first date. It makes a nice change. It's like something different, something I haven't done. I like it, but it needs something, and you know what it needs? I think it needs a flower. So I think we're going to go. I'm kind of thinking a more of a reddy kind of colourway. I love these kind of flowers. These, like the not flowers. Like these. But the thing is, they're so shiny. I'm not a fan of the shininess of them. And until I find a way to map them down that I find satisfactory, I don't think I'm going to be able to use them. So I really like the washi sticker ones. But let's see, where are they? I quite like those as well. Where are the washi stickers? Oh, here they are. Here they are. So, you know how I'd only got 5 minutes left, and I kind of cancelled the timer. It's not 5 minutes now, is it? So, a lot longer than that. No. Too small. Way too small. Way too big. I need something that's just right. I need a Goldilocks. Where is a Goldilocks when you need one? Can't get that back in there. That ain't happening. Not on camera, it ain't. The Goldilocks effect. Oh, you see, the problem is it now covers up my song, but it doesn't matter really, does it? I'm placing, aren't I? So no, it's corner, Dave. I've got all of these out now. No, if you put something down twice, it just like sometimes it makes you think, I don't know, and then you have to just do it. That's the same, Dave. Although it's the different way. It's a different way around. It's not the same. It's a mirror image. No, not that. Definitely not that. No, not. I've decided I want it to be like pinky sort of colour. That's a corner. Don't try and stick that on again, Dave. That's quite long, isn't it? Although that does cover up a huge amount. Oh, it just have a pop out on it, but no, it's still too much. I mean, it just obscures everything on that page. So, I'm feeling really dry now. Like, I like it. It's just a massive version of the other thing, though, isn't it? So, that's that. If that was a bigger version, I'd really like that. Now let's just see if there is a bigger version in here. It's kind of cornery. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. I really like that, actually. Although that obscures even more of that thing. So I don't know now. Right, okay. I've got down to the semi-finals now of placing the flower. I'm not going to look at the pages, otherwise it'll be a 12-hour video. So it's either that. These are just mirror images. That or that. I think I like that. I'm going to commit. I'm committing. I've been committed. Oh, one of these days I probably will be. Yeah, we're going to go for that. We're going to go for that. The only thing is I don't know whether I like it because it's not balanced. Do I want to? Right. When I said I didn't want to have a 12-hour video. Well, it's going to be now. So you're with me for the long haul. So it's just I don't like this white edge because it's not on that side. Do you see what I mean? So it's the lack of balance. It's just the way it's been cut out. It's like one of those punched out ones, and it's kind of just off center on the punching. So I'm just going to cut it out. Got to one of those tricky corners now where you kind of like end up bending everything to try and get in there. And I'm doing this all. I am doing this all. Do you hear me? without sticking my tongue out, because I can't have my tongue out because I'm talking to you. So just be grateful. So, although of course there is always that chance that now, because I'm actually talking while I'm doing this, I could burst into song at any minute. So, although I've been singing a lot of Jessie Ware again recently, RuPaul as well. Old friends silver, new friends gold. That is what I've been singing a lot of quite recently. That need cutting out. Maybe just go through that bit there. Cut that bit off. You see, I'm happier now. I'm just going to have to cut those little V's out. Yep, that. I don't know. I think maybe because I think it needed to be cut a bit anyway. So, and there's a little white edge just there. See, this is the problem. I'm too much of a perfectionist when it comes to this. I have to have all the white bits off now. So, well, anyway, I know that, you know, I've been talking a lot. I hope you I hope you are all right. I hope you're all doing well, and you're staying safe, and you're staying healthy, and you're staying positive, because it will end. There is an end to this. I know it doesn't seem like it at times. I like that a lot. I've broken into song. I've hit some notes that aren't even notes. Yeah, that's not a note. That's flat, not B flat or A. I don't even know whether there is an A flat. This is how much I know about music. How much do you know about music? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Blind Bambi. Blind Bambi, by the way. I've said Blind Bambi to people before, and they've said, what? What? Blind Bambi. No idea. So, a deer with no eyes. Blind Bambi. There you go. No idea. Anyway. So, yeah, I hope you're all okay. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're, you know, crafting. Filling your time with things. Oh, Christine, I have to say, Tim Tams, those the dark chocolate raspberry ones. Oh my goodness, they are amazing. How crisp are they? They are, honestly, the crispiness of them makes me go, how do they make them this crispy? I was kind of a bit blown away by the crispiness of the Tim Tams, well, especially the dark chocolate ones. Left it too long, Dave. Haven't you been talking and didn't put the lid back on it? So what can you expect? Sorry, I was just having a moment with the glue and just having a bit of a chat. Yeah, that honestly, delicious. I haven't eaten them all. I'll be honest. Because I'm trying to ration myself, because they are, if you've not had Tim Tams, honestly, even if you're not a fan of dark chocolate, have some dark chocolate Tim Tams, because they are amazing. So, put that there. What are you beeping about? Oh, stand up. It's just told me to stand up. Told me to breathe a few minutes ago. It's like a very patronising watch. Although very old now. It's like, how long have I had it? The second generation I watch, and I had it since it came out. So, I don't know, 5 years. I know it's not old for a watch, but like it's old for technology, isn't it? Anyway, there you go. So that's another one I've made. So this is what I've made today. Let's put my lid back on, because if I don't put my lid back on now on video, it won't happen, and I'll come back tomorrow and I'll be like, oh, it's all dried up, I can't get the stuff out. So, and I'll say it in that way as well. So, just a bit of a tidy. Just try and tidy up as you tidy as you go. That's not me. Well, you would think that somebody's had me away. Had me away, I don't know. Yeah, stolen me. No. Yeah, that. Anyway, shut up, Dave. So let's get rid of these. When I say get rid of these, what I mean is let's just throw those over here. Oh, I found the tin for my scissors. Let's put them back in. So this is what we've made. Got a bit of clear space now. I'm not keeping bits of paper like that anymore. So we have got this one. So this is the one we made first. Yeah, so it's the one we made first. Then we made this one, and then we made this one. And I think they are well, I think definitely the last two are going to go in here. Oh no, and that one. So that's another 3 things for the Janey journal. So some of it's using Janey B's paper. That's a bit of Janey B's paper in the background there, and that is too. And this is made with Janey B's stuff. But yeah, these are all going in with the other things in here. So, well, tune in next time to see what else I'm going to make to go into this journal, which, you know, at the moment is getting very full. I will put them all into the pages eventually, but I want to make a few more things before I start putting them in. I think what I might do is make a writing board for this, because the paper is quite thin and you'll need something behind it. So I might make a writing board, and that might be the next video. Who knows? So anyway, that's it. Thanks very much for joining me. Hope you've had a good time. I hope I've kept you entertained. I'll let you know how dating goes. You know, it is what it is, and we'll see where it goes. So, but thank you very much for watching me. I hope you have a lovely afternoon, evening, morning, whatever time of day it is when you're watching this. I hope it's a lovely one. You take care of yourselves, folks. Sending you kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And big hugs. And remember, I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. All right, folks, take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye. Bye.